Hey guys, welcome to today's Gypsy Jazz Bootcamp. It's kind of a special episode. And today's topic is about 2 notes per string. By the way, that was Appel Indirect by Django. This. And this is kind of the topic is 2 note per string. So I think this is a great study for guitar players. I know it's really helped me just to think about ideas using 2 notes per string. So I'm going to lead in from a half step below, kind of like that Appel Indirect lick. It's going to sound like this. Okay, really fun licks, very Django inspired, and it was all just 2 notes per string. Notice G major, okay, as if the rhythm player is playing probably a G6 chord. Here's the G major shape that you'd be thinking. Same idea, you'd be thinking these notes. I'm going to use just my middle finger. The first one is just this. Just open strings. It's such a great study. Probably the most common idea is just a pentatonic scale. Here's a G minor penta. And pay attention to my right hand. But the idea is to do alternate picking. This, by the way, the PDF for this episode is available on my Patreon page. G major penta is this. Of course, there's some other different pentatonics that we'll talk about. They're already on my etudes, such as my After You've Gone etude, where we take a minor 7 pentatonic and we change a 7 to a 6. So you get a G minor 6 pentatonic and things like that. Some really cool things you can do, flat the 5, etc. So please check out my After You've Gone etude, the bonus etude, if you want to see more of the pentatonic ideas. Okay. I think one of the most common ones is the diminished 7 arpeggio. So starting on G, I'll play a G diminished 7 chord, so you can hear it. And here's the arpeggio. I'm going to do the alternate picking, 2 notes per string. Diminished 7 arpeggios, especially over dominant 7th chords, that diagonal method that we just did here. 1, flat 5, 1, flat 5, 1, flat 5, and of course adding on the minor 3rd, so it's symmetrical. And then instead of playing diminished 7, is to make it minor 6, and that's created by doing this. 1, flat 3, 5, 6. Okay, so when we take that up 3 octaves like we did with the diminished 7, it sounds like this. Diminished. Okay, so again, you can start to hear the applications. That to me already sounds like the first 4 bars of Swing Gitan when we start to superimpose. It could also be Bossa Dorado. Since it's the same progression. Let's do another one. Let's do G major 6. I'm just going to show you all off of G here. Here's G6, and the formulas, to know your formulas are very important again, so you got to know your formulas. G major 6 is 1, 3, 5, 6. 1, 3, 5, 6. Here we go. G major 6 arpeggio up 3 octaves, nice and slow. And G major 6 is also E minor 7. So again, there's so many theoretical devices. I know each time I stop and show you an application, but I just kind of want to stress how important it is to know the basic face value, like G6, and then to also learn more theoretical things like, oh, G6 is E minor 7. How about G minor 7? This one's really cool because again, it's symmetrical. Like the diminished 7, it's 1 flat 3, 5 flat 7. So check it out, 1 flat 3, 5 flat 7. Okay, so I'm going to take that up 3 octaves. And I would go with this chord. And again, G minor 7 is equivalent to what major 6? Think about it. Good, B flat 6. So you're just starting on the 6th degree. So if that's new for you, then you just learned a cool trick. Always a minor 7 chord or arpeggio could be equivalent to a major 6 chord, is basically you go up 3 frets to the major. So I always think of that trick as minor is down 3, major is up 3. So if we're on B flat major 6, you can go down 3 frets. You know, think of minor as down sad 3, and then you can play a G minor. And that is equivalent to B flat 6. And if you do like this material, please check out my Patreon page where I put bonus videos and I actually go through a routine and you can practice it with me. Ooh, let's do a whole tone. The easiest thing to do is just to do 1, 2, flat 5, sharp 5. And I think that really brings out this flavor, G7 whole tone. That's sharp 5, dominant 7, sharp 5, or flat 5, and you get this cool little lick. And again, hopefully you can see my right hand, I was doing this. And that's very Django inspired there, that whole tone flavor, the sharp 5 and flat 5. He loved those colors. So many different uses on that, especially on a dominant chord. Idea could be a major 7 arpeggio. So we could go 1, 3, 5, 7, and notice again the symmetrical fingering. 1, 3, 5, 7. 1, 3, 5, 7. 1, 3, 5, 7. So when we take that up 3 octaves slowly, and there I put an E minor in the bass, so that makes it E minor 9. From the 1 to the 3, it's 2 whole steps, which is 4 frets. 5 to 7, same thing, 2 whole steps. So you get this. And the best way to think about this, by the way, if you haven't checked out my other videos on the diagonal arpeggios, is to think root 5th, root 5th, root 5th, root 5th, root 5th, root 5th. Okay, so don't leave out that step of just going root 5th, root 5th. Okay, that's your guide. This is a great exercise just to do this chordal study where you're just doing that appel and direct lick. You go major, minor, diminished. And for that diminished one, you get flat to 5. So it's 1, flat 5, 1, flat 3, flat 5, 1. So I'm going a half step below. Major, minor, diminished. Something that you could do is you can also double pick it. Django did this on one of his, I think it was the Django. And it doesn't really change anything because we're doing the even grouping, so. Really fun stuff. Okay guys, thanks for joining me today on this Gypsy Jazz Bootcamp, kind of a special episode on just some ideas and techniques. As you can see, I also kind of spit out some of the theoretical things, which I hope you check out some of my etudes, check out my Patreon page, I appreciate it, and I hope you guys get something out of this. Cheers. 1, 2, 3, 4.